Hey everybody, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program RP-0. We are going to be picking up right where we left off last time after a fresh game restart and well, the Kraken has flipped our rover, but our Ascent stage is intact and everything looks pretty good. I did take another half orbit or so to double check our alignment with Harmonia Station, but we have vented all of our crew's waste product, CO2, waste, and wastewater. Double check on the sciencey bit things, and now we are ready to make our actual ascent. So for all this fun stuff, I will turn you over to Old Me live during the broadcast.
Alright, fingers crossed everybody. You're here to see failures. Come on now. And here we go. Ignition. And we're up and moving. Get rotated in so we can get around to the 90-ish, and we'll just start angling in. We'll probably need to retract these panels, and I need to turn down my exterior speakers. Sorry if that left some reverb there on the microphone. Okay, good. Relative inclination is falling. Let's go ahead and just keep pointing south until we get that down to a number that doesn't look silly. And we'll start angling over. Retract, yep. Make sure nothing is locked. Okay, good, nothing is locked. All the fuel should be opened up, certainly, otherwise we'd be way off kilter. Okay, good. 21 degrees still, really? Come on. I'd like that to fall a whole lot faster, please. Video stopping by in 3, 2, 1. How's it going, Jiggy? Welcome, welcome. Are we gonna clear this mountain? Hey, we just left render range. Because our frame rate just jumped a lot. Harmonia Station, okay. I don't know why our navigation seems so wonky with this thing. Let's do a quick control from here. This seems way more south than it should be. We need to make sure we clear the mountain. I think we should be like this. This is what looks appropriate, but apparently we need to burn off more of this southerly direction, but we're within 10 degrees now, so that's a good thing. And you know, we took off just fine. As long as we can clear this mountain, I think we'll be alright. Then it down to 725 kilometer apoapsis. Alright, we'll keep angling south then. Not like being so far off our programming vector. Really makes me worry for our delta V, but I guess best to make this inclination change now. But yeah, I guess that's south, that's east, so that would be southeast. And time to apoapsis is climbing, good. Down to 4 degrees, 4.4 kilometers per second left in the tanks. 37 kilometer apoapsis, not apogee. Jeez, come on, dude. Just please, please, please get to orbit. We can sort the rest out later. You just have to get to orbit. Does that increase our rate? That decreases it, so we need to go south some more. Yeah, let's get this down low as we can. I'd like to see less than a quarter degree. Yep, might not happen. Looks 6/10 might be the best we can do. Ooh, climbing. Climbing more. Basila, how's it going? And thank you for the good blessings. Pitch down. Yeah, I think it's time to just angle into this. We got a minute 23 until our apoapsis. We can probably ride that clock a little bit. Scorpio, how's it going? Good to see you again. .8 and maybe holding .9 and climbing, so we can angle down a little bit more. Nope, 6162. Let's just go ahead and ride prograde then. I guess .6 is about as good as we're gonna do. Getting a little wonky in the control axis. What is throwing us off balance, I wonder? Don't panic. Trying real hard. It's getting a bit difficult. We do need more altitude. 84, 85 and climbing? Really? It climbs when we go that way. .2. Can we hold that? Can we hold 1.2? Panic, please, and make some mistakes so we can see some drama. This isn't enough drama for you? The tension in my voice? 1.3. Only 82 kilometers apoapsis. And man, why is this thing so off balance? Oh god, why? Every direction makes the relative inclination go up. I hope we're gonna have enough to change out a degree and a half by the time we get there, and angle down some more. You know what? Just hold the prograde, please. Are you a skilled enough pilot to hold the prograde? God, I hope we didn't forget anybody. And it's climbing again. What the hell? RCS to arm, that might help us out a bit. No, it won't. We don't need RCS. We have gimbals. All the gimbals. Switch to orbital. Good call. We need to clear the atmosphere. Let's make that our primary objective. Oh, now we can start making some headway on that relative inclination. Orbit retrograde. Oh boy. Come on. Half a degree and climbing. Let's get this back and just go up a little bit. 130. We're totally going to clear the atmosphere. Let's get some speed under our belt. And hopefully not raise that relative inclination by a whole lot more. Alright, shutting down. 164 kilometer altitude. We're just gonna coast with that for a few minutes. Oh, we're still atmospheric, so I don't want to do physics. Let's check the map here. All right. Yeah, not too shabby, although we're a bit off course by a little bit. We could probably go ahead and raise that periaspis up just a little bit to meet the station. So RCS to arm. Switching to map view. Let's just bump that up so we have a little spot where we touch orbits. And then what station is way, well, it's like halfway, so we'll probably stay underneath it to preserve delta V. Shutting down. What's it going to take to circularize this? Or at least not impact the dirt. 287 meters per second. Yes. Oh, we're looking pretty good. We just got to get out of the atmosphere and make rendezvous before everybody dies. We'll get our one solar panel extended. The other one's broke. Probably don't need 4 antennas or that ladder. Oh. I guess I ditched the other ones, maybe? Okay. Hey, you know what? Whatever worked. So we'll just make a quick time warp jump to get ourselves closer out to our apoapsis before making a last touch-up burn to finally circularize and get this crew safely tucked in orbit. One little light of the engines a little too soon, but we'll get a little later on, and there it is. The crew is in orbit and, for now, safe. Whew. And maybe we should come out of time warp. Nope. Let's angle this way, get that panel into the sun as much as we can. .42 drain rate. Ugh. How quickly does it shift? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, unacceptable. We need to be faster. With the battery drain being a little higher than we would like, we'll jump our orbit a little higher so that we can let Harmonia Station catch up to us a little bit faster and hopefully make rendezvous before our batteries run completely out, which does have a problem as far as life support is concerned. I really thought that having 3 RTGs on board was going to help mitigate the charge enough to make this a lot more reasonable. I was wrong. 200 meters per second should only take us a couple of seconds of runtime. Ullage. Ignition. It's like our thrust vector is off of our center of mass by a lot. Alright, so we killed the node. Let's go ahead and time warp around and see what happens to our... Oh yes, that's better. So next pass, it should get pretty close. Yes, it does. Let's make a maneuver here to set this up. Yes, maneuver node tweaking for rendezvous is obviously the most entertaining thing. I've gone ahead and sped this up. It didn't take quite as long as some of my other painful rendezvous, but we're actually in pretty close. It's just sometimes Kerbal Space Program doesn't like to actually give you the numbers. It likes to bounce around, so we'll just warp around to the node. We'll make a burn on our main engines, and then start to just touch it up with the I, J, K, L, H, and
N keys while facing into a vector. We'll also reduce from 5 engines down to 1 for a little bit more accuracy, and then just start riding the thruster ports until we can bring that separation at closest approach down to something very manageable. And with our battery charge only halfway depleted, and we are, I don't know, mitigating it as much as we can by keeping a pretty good angle with the sun. I think the crew is in absolutely no danger. Had I known that our battery was going to be the limiting factor and not life support, we probably could have left that external canister halfway empty, just to save Delta V, but with no way of transferring the extra Delta V from one vessel to another, it's not like bringing it back would have done us any real good. So, I don't know, 6 in one hand, half dozen in another. Not that it makes any real difference, but we are finally getting that separation at closest approach down to a reasonable number, so here's old me.
Alright. 169 meter, that's what we're going to do. Alright. Gravix77, this is Kerbal Space Program version 1.1.3. Absolutely archaic, but it's a long-running series, so at least we got that going for us. The crew of Athena 1 arrived at the asteroid. There wasn't that much science to do, so they played hide and seek. Quality thing to do on an asteroid. Alright, and let's match velocities at closest approach. Really? Did I thought I had another node. Nope, 250 or 65.6 meters per second, or burn time of 1 minute 3 on a single engine. Let's go ahead and activate 2 more. We'll run through that as quickly as we can. And that burn's not going to take a minute. We can run through 648 meters per second in 42 seconds. So where's the station? We should be... There she is. Not even within render range yet. Start to ullage this in a little bit. 1.3.1 rules with RP-1. Class E asteroid. Oh god. Heavy. Yeah, I do. Oh Jesus. 165,000 tons. Alright, render time. 8 seconds. Really? It's going to pass us in 8 seconds? Oh yeah, I guess our relative velocity is 263 meters per second. So as soon as this render screen is done, ignition. I botched this. We should have fired all 5, but now it's too late. See you later. See you again real soon, I hope. Oh, shutting down. That bit too much. 22 meters per second. Let's go ahead and, well, for one, kill this node. We don't need it anymore. And 2, try to adjust our approach. Shutting down. Okay, come on. KSP, you're killing me. Thank you. Oh, why can't I do this today? That's the vector I'm looking for. Alright, we don't need to fire the engines anymore, and now I do kind of wish that we had a docking port. Ah, the axes are throwing me off. Oh, we are moving away. I thought we were gaining on it. We are not. Okay, then. I'll say I did notice some performance gains in 1.3.1 versus 1.2.2, but I have such little experience in either that my experience is probably not really worth a damn. But yeah, I cannot wait for full RO on 1.7. That's going to be a lot of fun. All right, 194 some odd meters. And let's we're going to come within 5 meters of the station, come to a full and complete stop, grab our science, exit the vehicle, and then let it deorbit itself with this 255 meters per second it has remaining. If only his save could be moved to 1.7. No. That is how KSP gets killed, is by trying to port saves around. It never works out well. Everything is always broken. Every rocket I have would be completely broken. It's just not a thing we're going to do. Totally just not a thing. So wow, this only took half an hour. I really thought this was going to take so much longer. So maybe we'll go goof off in the VAB for a little bit. Because I really don't think anybody wants to hang out and do resupply pod rendezvous and docking. Because that's... I mean, doing aero braking passes is always everyone's favorite activity, right? When instead we could be like launching things. Alright, I was going to move Chestnut over to this docking port, but that is where our cupola has to go. So we're just not going to do that. So when Chestnut undocks, we're going to take this little dumb thing with us and deorbit it. Finally get rid of that. Although I think that is the last remaining piece of the original Harmonia Station. Yeah, if only there was official RP-1 for 1.6.1. I know. Soon, we are all told. All the time. Soon. Whoa, no, not J. I don't want to hit the J key. I want to angle into my prograde vectors so that I can hit the brakes here fairly soon. How quickly can we bleed off 1 point? Yeah, pretty quick, turns out. Alright, mostly parked. Let's give it an extra tap, just for good measure. And who's up first? Sally Bailey, EVA. Let's get you across, take data. No clue what we got, but there's all of it. And let's get you just deposit the science into something so that we can monitor what goes into the lab. Yes, I did not think there was an official release for 1.6.1 yet. I thought it was still in development. I could be wrong, however. Don't say that transferring saves is impossible. I didn't say it was impossible. I said it was a bad idea. Oh, SimG. It's working dev master branch for 1.6.1, but not official. Okay, yeah. Current mission in RES is crewed Venus orbit. Oh, that's awesome. Gravik, I'm actually setting up the infrastructure to do the same thing in this save. We have a station in orbit. We've got some resupply pods that need to be rendezvoused and docked, and then the crew will come out next window. So can we put sciencey bits in a crew cabin? Store experiments. Excellent. And then you can go to the lab. Oh, the old flag. That's how we know the station core is old. Grab. Excellent. And board. One safe. Yay! Let's get the other other three across, and then we'll start worrying about stuff. Oh, I was gonna say, why is there only one? I guess, yeah. In Alyssa, take this data, This is all stuff from Mars Highland, so I think, no, I don't want to take anything direct to the lab. I want to put stuff in other things so that we can, you know, sort out what goes where. Lucy, how's it going? We in Mars SOI, indeed, indeed. We somehow transferred safe file from 1.3.1 to 1.6.1. Only some problems. Docking port on the hab is hanging in the air. Wait, what? No, it's attached to the hub there. Here, we're gonna go drop this science off here on Chestnut. Bonk. Why is it registering way down there, and why can we not deposit our science? That's new and interesting. Store experiments, just, you know, tuck them on in there right through the hull. Kind of meant streams always cheer you up. Well, I'm glad you can make it. Thanks for coming out. And so yeah, there's a the central hub and the two avionics cores are kind of tilted out, clipped in. There only really needs to be enough room for that airlock, and there's lots of room around it. Gratuitous part clipping for our habitat ring. The problem you had was save transferring, or the contracts and milestones being completely obliterated. Yeah, there's lots of things that just don't work sometimes. Oh yeah, the lab is full, and I don't know if you can access that door, and we can't transfer crew through that thing. Dang it. Well, you are also scientists, so here's what we're going to do. You're going to grab onto this. We're going to switch back to here. Nope. We're going to switch back to here, and we're going to transfer people from here. Transfer, there you go. We have to open things. FFS. Why can't I open hatches? Oh, I need to hit escape. That's why. Open hatch. This is expertly tedious and quite unnecessary, if you wanted my opinion. No! Hatch is obstructed, thank God. Transfer. Really? Why can't you leave this? Oh, there we go. Man, it takes her a long time to move from thing to thing. Board. Boarding? Yes, boarded. The only problem you had was save transfer. Yeah, okay. First loading. 15 million funds for minus 15 million funds for failed contracts. Oh God. Let's say, how is our wow, 50. This is what happens when you put skilled scientists into stuff. Transmit 85 data in here plus what we just brought back. Transfer, let's put you in here. How about this one? There we go. We'll probably put our pilots straight in the Odysseus. And our engineer can take a break and lounge in the comfort of something for a good long while. While Lord Douglas has more than earned her keep on this. Jaeger, on the other hand, is probably kicking himself for being one of our most seasoned astronauts and botching that Mars landing. Something fierce. Because you know that's the thing. Alright. Stretch my shoulders out. I've had terrible posture while being hunched over a laptop all day. Man, so we didn't get cracking yet. Let's emphasis on yet. We didn't get cracking yet, but we didn't get cracking on our way up. And hopefully, I don't want to jinx it. So you know what? I'm just going to shut up. How about that? Yeah, Jaeger. you, sir, are going to have to make a venture out to one of the moons of Mars in the future. Maybe we'll do that next week for the live show. Because, you know, Rendezvous. Always a good time. Bored? Yes. Crew hatch empty. Crew hatch Laura Douglas. EVA. Alright, and we got science out of both things. Let's just, oh, I don't think I can externally grab science from this thing, can I? I don't think there's any science in it, but let me just double check very quickly. Make sure we don't have, nope. No review datas to be had. Alright, let's, where, you're going this way, which I guess for you is down. We'll just hit the V key. Come on. Oh boy, sorry about all of that craziness. Heard the Kraken likes low-G environments. Because I don't know, I've been krakened on Earth as much as I've been krakened in space. Say the Kraken will get you anywhere. The Kraken will just wait for you to think that I can't be krakened here and then kraken you. Grab. Excellent. And board. Hooah. All 4 crew safely returned from the surface of Mars. Thank God. Mythos, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Let's deorbit this thing. You know, I almost called it a hunk of crap, but it actually, it did its job pretty dang well, I have to say. Yeah, we don't want to be relative target, we want to be relative orbit. So we're just going to go ahead and angle this in and go for deorbit. SimG, you will get your wish. There will be explosions and things to be reckoned with or destroyed today. Oh, I'm doing pretty well. Hanging in there. Studying for finals a lot. Have my last final Thursday, or I will have my last final on Thursday. So the stress is mounting, but hanging in there. Glad I can come out and stream. This is really my only way of cutting loose every week. So, shall we give this thing a nice surface retirement? Activate engine. Leave this DIY lander as a memorial. I don't know if we can go on the frame rate. 2, it might hit something. 3, the best memorial for anything is a Viking funeral. PC is almost done, less than a month most likely, and you can stream again. Oh, that's awesome. Very much looking forward to that. Also been cracking offline when your PC is turned off too, I guess. Yes. And save files don't like memorials. True that. Mark, welcome back. Alright. Let's go ahead and initiate our Viking funeral. 230 some odd meters per second. You know what? We're gonna take a quick save before things go ridiculous on us. Sorry, that means we have to stand here and stare at a freeze frame for like 10 minutes while my computer figures out what the hell is going on. Oh wow, periaps is 13 kilometers. Let's just leave it at that, and maybe we'll hit the brakes when we hit the atmosphere. It's uncrewed frowny face. I'm so sorry, but explosions nonetheless. And oh, look at this beautiful frame rate. It's frame rating. Kathunk. We'll just have you hold retrograde. I don't think we're going to get any flame effects. We'll just, oh boy, let's not waste fuel on that nonsense. How about? We want to save that for a short but fuel retrograde burn right before impact. If we can slow that down as much as possible. Although, yeah, this might take a minute or two. I had not considered. I think we'll still have time to jump back to the VAB so I can show you something that I have been working on. We're here today to say goodbye to the MAV, to our friend. Everyone on this mission owes it a debt that can never be repaid. MAV3, we salute you. A proper send-off. I mean, it was the one thing that survived the impact with Mars more or less intact. It did need some, adjustments. And it needed an engine that we scrapped off a resupply pod. But it did get the crew to orbit and back to the station. It's just, a terrible design. The whole Mars base was kind of a terrible design, but it was what would work, and since I made it work in simulation, like, no less than 3 or 4 times, it was just bad piloting that caused the crash landing. This thing really did save the crew's butts. Thank goodness. I'll say we have yet to kill a Kerbal anywhere except Earth. I'd hate to have that change this time. I mean, a more dramatic mission like this one in future years of your series, at least until 2030. I mean, real time, not KSP time. Of course, of course. Well, you know, everybody... Things are most interesting when nothing's going well. Is just generally a thing, although I will never intentionally make things go not well. It certainly is more challenging, and honestly, I like the problem solving. I like the challenge of figuring out how to make it work, especially when Kerbals are on the line. I give up kind of easy when Kerbals are not on the line. Man, yeah, we can really see how off balance this thing is now that it's got this induced roll. Although I don't know if that is aerodynamic forces acting off the solar panel, or just this off-center life support tank that we kind of haphazardly bolted to things. But, hey, wow, we are slowing down. That's good. We might only hit the surface at Mach 2-ish. We got 6 seconds of runtime on these engines. I guess it's, when should we use that? Current altitude actual is 32 kilometers, so we'll hit the surface soon enough. Whoa, 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 whoa! What was that? Anybody else? Those broke off of this thing. Oh, the antennas. The antennas snapped off. Although how they got ahead of us and then flew back around. That was weird, but okay. Goodbye, MAV debris. One of the reasons you subbed 3 years ago. Drama and tragedy. Altitude true, 18 kilometers. Where are we coming down over? Mars's major craters. Oh, we have comms too. Let's pop this out of time warp and analyze telemetry. Transmit. Look at that, 31 free science because KSP thinks this has a crew in it, and it does not. Can we take a crew report? Nope. It's not that fooled into believing things. But hey, we got 31 free science. Ignition. Shutdown. Man, only 700 meters per second. 10 kilometers altitude. How neat would it be if we could get some debris on the surface just for S&G? 500 meters per second. 8 kilometers. This thing is pretty high drag, I guess. This is very interesting. This could be a very useful study model for future crash landings. 400 meters per second, and still slowing. 4 kilometers. No comms on this vessel. Oh, but we still have connection. Thanks to integrated antennas, 2 kilometers. Wow, the weight differential now is really obvious. And there's flame out. 200 meters per second. Oh my goodness. Really? Still going at 200 meters per second.
And that's going to do it for this one, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see all of you in the next one. So until then, see you later.